Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I am really excited today because I'm announcing round 3 of the Multilingual Book Club. We just wrapped up round 2, and if you saw my live stream on Sunday, which was kind of the celebration, final live stream of round 2 of the book club, then you already know what's coming today. But I have figured out all the details, got everything written down, so I might be glancing at my notes here, but I'm really looking forward to round 3. It's gonna be great. And for starters, I will tell you that we are gonna be kind of going back to a slightly more traditional book club format this time, right? I told you we're gonna be experimenting with different things. Now, I will say, if you cannot find the book that we're gonna be reading together in your target language, or if you're just not ready for that, right? If you're not ready to read that particular level of a book, then please do continue to read any book that you want. It's obviously always completely optional. The most important thing is for us to all just read, right? But for those of you who want to and who can, this is actually not only about a book, this is actually gonna be around an author. So round 3 is for Alessandro Baricco, right? So the reason why we're doing an author and not just one book is that I did notice some of you are really fast readers for a start. And so in round 2, some people read several books and I'm like, my God. So I thought maybe I should actually provide, one main book, which is gonna be this one. It's called Yeahhhhhh, and I have been wanting to read this for years. I have actually mentioned it multiple times on my channel. I know lots of you actually have bought this book because I've mentioned it and talked about it. So this book is our primary read. However, for those of you who finish this book, because it is quite short, then I have also selected Novecento, another book that I've had in my collection for a number of years. And the great thing is that both of these are very short, right? So this one is almost exactly 100 pages. However, every chapter is basically one page. And so when you look at these pages here, most of the pages are not even full pages, but yeah, every chapter is basically 1 or maximum 2 pages, I believe. So I think this is such a great book for people who want to read native level literature, enjoy a real story, and a beautiful story at that. I've heard so many good things about this book. But yeah, it's pretty short, 100 pages, and every chapter is also incredibly short. So you can really tackle this book in bite-sized, digestible pieces. And this one is actually 50 pages, basically. So it's basically half the length of this one, very different format, but I've also heard wonderful things about this book. So my personal goal is I would like to read 4 pages per day, because this book club is gonna be 6 weeks long. So last time we did 1 month, I think it was really good to have that additional structure, and I think it worked really well, but a lot of people did say that 1 month is quite short. So this time we're gonna be doing 6 weeks of reading. That gives those of us who are a bit slower or who need more time, plenty of space to get more ground covered. But for those people who also are quite fast at reading or really are enthusiastic and motivated, well, there's just more time to read more stuff. And so basically I calculated that, with these 2 books, that's about 150 pages between them. So this is, 100 pages, 50 pages. So I've decided that, okay, I really want to go for this. I want to see if I can finish both of these books. Now, I'm a very slow reader. I might be the world's slowest reader. So for me, it's a big accomplishment, but it's a lot more special than that to me. Many of you will know, because I've talked about this a lot, that one of my favorite things, is reading novels in foreign languages. And it took me such a long time to get to the point in French where I could read novels just for pleasure. No dictionary for the most part, just open a book and read it. And the funny thing is that basically right after I achieved that, I stopped doing it. And I've never done it again since, right? Because after that, I started writing my book. After the book, I started working on Journaly. I just gave up so many things that really used to make me happy. And I did that because I wanted to get to a place in life where I would have more freedom, more time to do those things, and hopefully end up with far more time for the rest of my life to enjoy those things. So for me, it was a bit of a, sacrifice for a few years in hopes that I would get back to that and enjoy it much more for the rest of my life. And so, I think this is that moment for me. This is the chance, right? I did, of course, just recently try reading a book in Mandarin Chinese, and that's really exciting. I have a long way to go before I can do that for pleasure. But there's something special about these books because these are books I've already had for years and years. I have a whole bookshelf over there, and I have another bookshelf over there full of novels in French, Italian, Spanish, German, right, and Japanese, for example. So this really, truly feels special because it feels like finally, after all these years, it has been 4 years since I bought these books, almost exactly 4 years. This one was a gift from a friend of mine in Italy when I was in Genova. I was there for a month. I was working in French, actually, so I didn't speak that much Italian, but I did receive this as a gift. There's a lovely handwritten note inside of it, which I think is a lovely thing to do. I love that practice. So I don't know, I just want to give you all that information because I'm really excited about this one. Round 2, I did a lot better. I was a lot more active than round 1. I think I did a lot more things. I gave a lot more structure to the book club. I didn't do everything, right? I didn't send out my weekly emails every week, and I was a bit slow with some of the administrative stuff. I did choose winners for the giveaway every week, but I only actually gave the earnings, I guess, to the first week's giveaway winners. So I'm kind of behind on some of that stuff. So I think I did a lot better, but I still missed a few things I hoped to do. And I also did not read anywhere near as much as I wanted. For me, August was a very difficult month in the end. I think I have really gotten past it. I think I've really made some great progress in figuring out how I can finally have just much better balance in my life. And so, it's been a hard year so far since coming back to the UK. For me personally, a lot of things have just gone wrong, all this kind of stuff. So I think for me, this book club, it's also about that. It's really a lot of things for me. I am really determined to really participate fully, wholeheartedly in round 3. I'm determined to finally finish not just 1, but 2 books in Italian. These are my first ever novels I will finish in Italian if I can do this. I want to write more on Journaly. I want to do a really great job with all the admin. And furthermore, I'm also going to be adjusting the live stream schedule. I sort of posed this idea on Sunday and it seemed to get a great reaction. So instead of doing the live stream every 2 weeks, I'm actually going to do it every single week for this round of the book club. So every Sunday at 5 p.m. UK time, I'll be doing a live stream. And this time, a lot of us are reading the same book, right? Some of you will not be able to find this book, but it has been translated into quite a lot of languages. So I'm really hopeful that a lot of people could find this. And if you can't find these 2 books, maybe you can find a different book from Baricco, right? But those of you who can't find it, that's totally fine. And those of you who are just not at that level yet, don't force yourself, right? If you have something else you would like to read, please go ahead and read that. So I'll be sure to not exclude anybody, right? So the live streams will still be fun for everybody, but we will do some discussion of the contents of the books, and there's just going to be a lot more group mentality, right? Group feeling, because lots of us are going to be reading the same book. And I really like this idea of not just choosing one book, but choosing an author that we can all discover together. And for those of you who have already read this book in your native language, what a great opportunity to read it again in one of your target languages. So super excited. I'm like running out of breath here. Let me just look at my notes to make sure I don't forget to tell you anything. So when are we starting? We're going to start almost exactly 2 weeks from today. So Monday, September 13th. All of these dates will be at the same website as last time. So robinmacpherson.co/book club. All these dates will be there. So you can check that at any time through the book club. So we'll start on Monday, September 13th and we'll finish on October 24th, which is a Sunday. So exactly 6 full weeks. The reason why I'm starting in 2 weeks is because I want to keep the habit going, right? A lot of people right now are in that mindset. We've been reading, we've got the habit established. And I think a lot of us want to continue doing this, want to read lots of books together. We want to keep that as a lifelong habit. And so I didn't want to let it sit for like a whole month. So hopefully 2 weeks is just enough time for most of us to kind of take a break, purchase the book, whatever you want to do. I also did purchase the the audiobook. So I actually have the printed copy and the audiobook for this one. I haven't checked yet if there's an audiobook for Novecento, but if there is, I'll get that as well. So for me, my plan is 4 pages per day. If I read 4 pages per day, I will finish both books and I will have some buffer. So I believe in the first month, my goal is to finish this book in the first 4 weeks. I think 4 pages a day gives me like 3 days buffer. So if I just don't read for 3 days, or if on some days I just don't quite hit the mark, I'll still have plenty of time. So that's my goal. 4 pages per day. I think my strategy is going to be to read my 4 pages at the beginning of the day. So that way it's the first thing I do. I'll really enjoy it. And then I'm hoping to also reread those 4 pages in the evening before bed, right? So the morning time is going to be a bit more intensive. I might be looking up some words, dealing with that ambiguity, all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully in the evening, it'll be more of a really pleasant refresher. So I'm not doing something too crazy before bed. Hopefully the evening will be more about just enjoying it. So that way, it's almost like combining, right, my intensive reading in the morning, and then by rereading the same material at night before bed, that's almost like getting in my extensive reading in a way, right? So I'm so excited. Okay, let me check my notes because I'm just gonna talk for hours otherwise. Starting on September 13th, Monday, 6 weeks exactly, ending on October 24th, live stream every Sunday at 5 p.m. UK time. Like I said, my goal is to read 4 pages per day, and I'm gonna try and finish both of these books. I'm gonna be posting at least once per week on Journaly, but I might post more, right? And I'm also gonna try to engage with as many of you as I can over on Journaly as well. Finally, I'll be sending 1 email per week to the emailing list. Please do go ahead and join the emailing list if you haven't already over at the link I shared earlier, also in the description. And that will just be like a motivational email. I'll try to keep it nice and short. I'm gonna try and really stay on top of those this time. That's a big goal of mine. And finally, as always, on Patreon, I will be sharing my notes. I did do that in round 2 as well, but I have to say my notes weren't that interesting. I mostly just translated stuff because it was so challenging for me. So I think with this one, I will really try my best to be more organized with my notes. I'll try to have more stuff in there. So yeah, you can go to patreon.com/Robert MacPherson if you want to just support me and show me love. My God, it helps so much. I cannot tell you. I absolutely love and adore and appreciate every single one of my patrons. And that's why I'm trying to do so much stuff, just provide as much value as I can. And the first episode of our secret podcast is coming out any day now on Patreon as well. So loads of good stuff there. I think that's it. Oh, and finally, giveaways. I think I'm going to do 3 people per week this time because we're doing 6 weeks. So it's still 18 people will win a free month of Journaly Premium. So that's really exciting too. So all you have to do is write 1 post on Journaly, and every week I will randomly choose 3 people who wrote that week, and you will be awarded a free month of Journaly Premium, which will let you include images inside your post, which can make it more fun, especially for the book club. And then that will also allow you to bump your post back to the top of the feed if you need to. Finally, we have a new topic tag on Journaly, which is Multilingual Book Club 03. I'll leave that in the description as well. And I really loved seeing all of your Instagram posts in round 2. It was really cool. Our hashtag, Multilingual Book Club, is really getting more lively. I love seeing your Instagram stories. So let's also keep doing that. I love to see it. This is super long. Thank you all so much. I am seriously excited, and I really hope that as many of you as possible, if you can, if you're excited, if you want to, please join me on this. Let's do it together. And like I said, this is going to be a really special experience for me. It's about getting back to the things that used to make me so happy that I've been giving up for all these years. But it's also about turning this year around, right? Getting back on top of being happy, being balanced, doing things that make me happy, learning languages more. And it's also about really making Italian a big part of my life again. I'm just so excited. So please join me. I'll see you soon. Sending a big hug to everybody. As always, unless you don't like hugs, then I'm just gonna send you good vibes. Bye.